Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Data Popcorn, a bit-sized knowledge sharing. I'm Rajendra, and before moving on to my introduction, I would just like to give a brief about what we are going to discuss today. So most of the organizations that are planning to move their applications or as the databases from on-premises SQL Server database to the Fabric environment. So how we are going to move it, I will just try to showcase to you in a brief manner. So very important things that we have to keep in mind while working on this movement on-premises SQL Server to the Fabric Lakehouse. And here about myself, I'm Rajendra. I'm a Microsoft Data Platform MVP, and I'm a super user at a Microsoft Fabric community and 4 times Microsoft certified trainer. And if you want to catch up on the right hand side, you can find me my social networking site. You can reach out to me if you have any queries or concerns. Thank you. And moving on to the topic, as I mentioned, setup on-premises SQL. So first of all, if you are trying to connect to the databases from an on-premises source system, we need to have a dedicated login credentials. Like example, maybe if I'm connecting to the SQL authentication, I need to have a proper username password. So then only I can get connected to my on-premises SQL Server Management Studio or a SQL Server. So here we need to have a dedicated login details, like with proper credentials, login names. After that, we need to turn on this gateway connections also. So once you turn on this gateway management connections, like in Power BI part, then if it is enabled, then we can start navigating and we can start creating the lakehouse. We can configure our data source to this cloud-based environment as well. So these things are very important. And I'll just try to showcase to you what are the things that are very important in a practical manner. If you're observing, my gateway is up and running. The gateway standard gateway is up and running, and it is online right now. And one more thing, if you're observing, I can connect, I'm able to connect to this with proper login credentials. So I have connected already with my login details, Fabric user, and dedicated password. After that, if you want to work on the Fabric environment and you want to extract the data from the lakehouse, we need to connect to the dedicated workspaces. So example, I have multiple workspaces as a part of our learning. Data pop workspace is there. So WS workspace. So from here, I can start creating a lakehouse, and from there, I'm going to pull the data. I mean, on-premises SQL Server database with one of the database system. I'm going to extract few of the tables from here. So if you're observing, a dedicated workspace it is, and click on the new item and you can search it here, Lakehouse. So store big data and you can start exploring as well. So here you have to provide a proper name. I'm just trying to give it as an Lakehouse demo, create it. A new lakehouse. Whenever you can create a new lakehouse, a lakehouse explorer will be get created with two designated folders. One with manage the source system like a tabular format. Another one is unmanaged source system. Maybe the files are semi-structured ancestor kind of a format. So even you can try to extract shortcut also. So instead of duplicating the existing data, you can, maybe with the help of the file source system, you can extract the data via new shortcut too. You can see here. So what I will do in the sense, first I need to extract the data that is an on-premise SQL Server database to my lakehouse. So here I'm going to connect via new data flow Gen 2. Click on this, select it. It's so similar as like online Power Query Editor, the window which you can regularly work on Power BI part. So Power Query Editor window, it will open in Power BI Desktop. Likewise, in Power BI Services level, data flow is something like online Power Query Editor, where you can see the data extractions, we can extract it. We are going to do all the activities in the cloud-based environment. So import from SQL Server. Click on this. So as I mentioned, a dedicated server name. And here, this is important. So your gateway should be a mandatory, and as well as username password, we need to get it provided. So one more thing before connecting to this. So as I mentioned, your gateway should be up and running. So in Power BI Services too, it should be online. So let me showcase to you that. So here, settings, manage connections and gateways. Make sure that your online data gateways up and running online. So it should become as an online. Now we can start, get connected to our server. So I'm giving my server details here. This is my server details. Try to provide the top server name. And you can see here on premises. So we need to provide basic, and here the Fabric user. And password, I'm trying to provide And connect next, so that it will be get connected to the database and we can pull the data from on-premises SQL Server database to your Lakehouse Explorer. This is the process to get connected to an on-premises source system, the cloud-based application. And thank you so much. Thanks for the opportunity for giving this and sharing this knowledge on a bit sized, and see you later. Thank you.